ladies and gentlemen, Gary Moore.
Thank you very much. Hi, Bill Wendell. Hi, everybody. I would like you, before we do anything else, to say hello to a new friend that I have made just a few moments ago. Standing to my left, Mr. Chuck Norris, here. Chuck, I know that's a karate outfit that you're wearing, but what is the name of the garment? What do you call it?
It's called a gi.
G-H-I.
Right, it's a Japanese word meaning uniform.
Uh-huh. Now, may I ask you what degree of black belt you hold in karate?
Yes, I hold a 5th degree black belt.
That's quite high, isn't it?
It's pretty high, yes.
Yeah. How much do you weigh, Chuck?
I weigh 170 pounds.
170 pounds. Look, he's not a whole lot taller than I. He's a rugged guy. Now, all these statistics may not mean much to you at the moment, but they're going to add up to mean a great deal in a very few moments, as soon as we meet our first guest and as soon as Chuck and I have said hello to our panel here on The Tell the Truth. Chuck.
Gene Rayburn. Peggy Cass. Bill Cullen. And Kitty Carlisle.
I'm going to ask Chuck to hang around to introduce our first guest in just a moment. Meanwhile, if you excuse me, Chuck,
Certainly.
I'll be back very shortly. Panel, the muscular gentleman you just met, I know you can't hear backstage. His name is Chuck Norris. He is the holder of a 5th degree belt in karate. He weighs 170 pounds. Well, our first guest is also a karate expert, and he can throw Chuck to the ground with the greatest of ease.
How much do he weigh?
And let us meet our karate expert right now.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Philip Paley.
Number 2.
My name is Philip Paley.
Number 3.
My name is Philip Paley.
Okay, thank you, Chuck, very much. See you a little later in the show. Now, it's hard to believe that any one of these sterling young gentlemen down here could possibly be fibbers, but 2 of them are. Let's try to find the truth teller as I read for you Philip Paley's Compendium on Karate. And this is what he has to say. I, Philip Paley, am the Pee Wee Pro-Amateur Karate Champion of the United States. It all started when I was 5 years old. My mother and I were shopping, and I saw the sign of a karate school. I begged her to let me take lessons, and she said yes. Now I can break boards with my hand or with my foot. I can toss a 200-pound man to the ground, and in all I have won 14 karate tournaments, a record for my age. I hold another record. At the age of 9, I became the youngest person in the United States ever to qualify for the coveted black belt. Signed, Philip Paley. Now, we have 3 young men patiently standing up behind the desk over there. They're all claimed to be Philip Paley, the youngest person in America ever to qualify for a black belt in karate. And Kitty Carlisle, we'll start with you, please.
Oh, I'm so impressed. Number 3, how long did it take you to get this fantastic skill?
To become a black belt, it took me about 4.5 years.
And number 2, how many days a week did you practice?
3 days a week.
3 days. Number 1, can you really throw that first gentleman that we saw?
Yes, I can.
And number 3, who do you practice against? People your own age?
People that are older than me.
Really?
By about 2 years.
And that Buzzr takes us down to Gene, please.
Yes, number 2. Now, in addition to that 170-pound man who was out here, can you throw anyone else who weighs about that much or 200 pounds?
Yes.
Can you name one?
No.
Okay. Number 3, where were name some of the places where the tournaments are held?
Well, the main one was at the Miami Beach Auditorium.
Is that where you won the black belt?
Well, that's where yeah.
Yeah. All right. Number 1, where are some...
And that takes us on to Peggy Cass.
Thank you. Number 2, is the black belt the top award, the best you can do?
Yes.
Oh, now number 1, do you have to yell a lot? Like I always see them yelling a lot before karate. Is that part of the act, to yell?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Now, number 2, is karate like kung fu?
Well, no.
No?
No.
They yell a lot in that.
Well, it's really not the yelling. Well, it's kind of like judo and karate put together. It's kind of comes out like kung fu.
Thank you. And number 2, when did you start karate? Number 2, Blondie.
I started karate when I was 5 years old.
Gee.
And that takes us on to Bill Cullen.
Number 1, since you became a black belt karate expert and you can throw people 175 pounds and up and so, have you been getting better marks in school?
Well, my marks are, mostly the same.
Do the teachers treat you the way they've always treated you, number 1, or are they a little
Yes.
nicer to you?
They treat me the same.
Number 2, you mentioned something about the yelling. You mentioned it was just the yelling. How important is the yelling in black belt karate?
Well, the yelling is to scare off your opponent, and it's to tighten up your stomach when you're going to get a blow.
Is that true, number 3, that you yell so he runs and then you don't have to...
Oh, yeah, we just got a little bell. Our man didn't yell, he just rang the little bell, and that cuts you off just as effectively. It's time for you to vote now, panel, if you will. And who do we like over here best? Not who do we like, but who do we think is the real Philip? Is it number 1? Or is it number 2? Or is it number 3? The goodness of our hearts, we pay them $50 for each wrong vote. We pay them $500 if the panel goes down to defeat. And Kitty starts, please.
Well, I'd take any one of the 3, not only to defend me, but to go home with me. But I have to vote for one of them, so I'm going to vote for number 3.
All righty, we got a 3 showing. We're going down to Gene Rayburn.
Listen, if it's number 2,
Yes?
if he's the one, I'll eat this card on camera. He's pretty knowledgeable. He said a lot of good stuff there, but it's really number 3. Look at the blood in his cheeks. He's had a lot of exercise there. Ha!
All right, we got a pair of 3s and Peggy.
You promised.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Now, everybody says that exercise makes you look a lot younger. He doesn't look, number 2 doesn't look old enough to be 9, but he's at that karate day and night, so that's why he looks so young. Besides, it's the cutest thing I ever saw in my entire life.
And so we got a 2 showing there. Bill Cullen, how you gonna go?
Well, they're good. They all had me fooled. But number
Very
1
good.
said his marks hadn't improved as a result of his newfound prowess, and that sounds like an honest man. I figure he's an honest man, so I voted. And a karate man, so I voted for him.
All right, they're all over the place. Number 3 has got 2 votes. The votes are in. Now, ordinarily, I would say, will the real fella please stand up, but they're already standing up so that you can see them. So I will say, at this point, will the real Philip Paley please sit down? Excellent job. Excellent job. Yes, Gene Rayburn is now going to give a card eating demonstration.
Small box.
Take care of him for the rest
Salt
of
and
the
pepper,
show.
a little salt and pepper. I don't need a napkin. I got enough paper. Salt and pepper is what I need.
That's enough. That's enough, Gene. We won't hold you to the whole thing. Philip, as we promised earlier, you're going to give us an exhibition. So if you'll go out center stage and get ready, you don't have to do much to get ready. Let's find out who your excellent friends are. Number 1, what is your real name, please, and what do you do?
My name's Mike Tracy, and I'm in 6th grade at St. Norbert's School in Paley, Pennsylvania.
Good to have you here. And number 3, tell us about you.
My name is Jeffrey Hunt. I'm a 4th grade student at Buckley, and I come from New York City.
I'm going to get
Good to have you here, son. Well, I see that Philip and Chuck are ready, so let's take a look at what a 9-year-old, 42-pound lad can do to a 170-pound strong man. Go to it, fellas. Take care of yourself, Chuck.
I'll try to. That's good, Bill. Very nice.
Got him now. What?
Thank you.
Very good. May I say, on behalf of Philip and the two imposters, you were all great, but the nicest thing I can say about you after having known you briefly is all three of you got marvelous manners. Keep it up. Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you, Gary.
Good luck.
This is Bill Wendell speaking for it to tell the truth. A Marcus and Bill Todman production.